We thank the Lord for this beautiful weather for today. Wherever you are, I greet you, my SS2 students. How are we? It is well with us, because I believe the protective hand of God will continue to guide us and watch over us wherever we are. We'll be having your technical drawing today, and we're looking at the topic, perspective drawing. I come again, perspective drawing. That is the topic for today. We have discussed isometric, or discussed orthographic, but it's discussed the angles of projection in orthography, especially in the conversion of orthographic view to isometric view that we have done in our week 4 and week 5, making use of these set squares. Especially, you remember how we make use of the 40 degrees or 45 degrees set square, having an angle of 45 to be able to project lines up or down and then get our end elevation. Do not forget this. Leading us to today's work is the use of this set square, how we place them on the T-square. Technical drawing, remember, it's not just a drawing you do. You carry your ruler and just rule. There are instruments that are involved that we make use of. Don't forget these instruments and how we place them. I believe in your previous work, you have been making use of these instruments, and it shall be well with us as we continue to make use of them. In our usual way, let us look at the objectives for this lesson. That is what we intend to achieve at the end of this lesson, or in course of this lesson. We call them the learning objectives. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to define perspective drawing, state the terms used in perspective drawing, state the types of perspective drawing, and then sketch perspective drawing. That is what we have for today. Now let us look at perspective drawing as a content, or as the topic. It is a drawing that gives the distance apart of an object, or distance part of an object. That is, you have a particular object that is somewhere, the distance from the where you view the object and where the object is. That's what makes the distant part of an object, like the building, the road, and so many others. Tapping to a point just the way the object appears to the person that is viewing that particular object. The person viewing is what we call the observer. That's what I mean. It gives the outlook of the object smaller than the real way it appears. If the object is big, when you stay somewhere to view it, it gives the real look smaller than the way it's supposed to be. We will understand these things while we are talking about the terms that we need to look at. Let us say the types of perspective drawing, like we have it, or as we have it in our the objectives for the lesson. That is where we stated what we need to achieve. You have the 1-point perspective drawing, 2 points perspective drawing, and then even we have the 3-point perspective drawing, depending on the location they are. That is the VP's location. The VP is what we call the vanishing point, depending on the location or the vanishing point, or the number of vanishing points that are there. 1-point perspective drawing has 1 vanishing point. You will understand what I mean by vanishing point very soon while we're going further. 2-point perspective drawing has 2 VP. It is not vice principal. This is vanishing point. 2-point perspective drawing has 2 VP. Then 3-point perspective drawing has 3 VP, as the case may be. We are starting with the 1 point first. Let us look at the terms or perspective terms, the terms we use in perspective drawing. That is what we mean. Then we'll now proceed to see how we draw a 1-point perspective drawing. Because if you want to go to JSS 3, you need to go to JSS 1 and then JSS 2 before you'll be able to go to JSS 3. Am I making point? All right. Then we have the orthogonal. The orthogonal, not orthographic now, but it sounds like the orthographic. The orthogonal or the converging line. The word converge means join, the line that join. They start somewhere, this one come on its own, this one come on its own, but they meet somewhere. They are the lines we call converging lines. The other name is orthogonal line. They are parallel to the ground plane. And they move backward from the picture plane. That is where the particular object is. That's what I mean when you draw them. These orthogonal lines set the height of the rectangle. That is, if the rectangle is like this, if it is 40 centimeters, it is the first orthogonal line to the second orthogonal line that determines the height of that particular rectangle. You understand better why? The lines appear to meet at the vanishing point. That's what we're saying. They converge. They meet at a point called the vanishing point on the eye level. That is where the observer views the particular object. Then we have the horizontal line. The horizontal line is also the horizontal line. That's the eye level, which divides the eye of vision. If this is horizontal line, and I look at it, in mathematics, you have angle of elevation and depression, and then eye level of the observer or the viewer. You have it like this. This is my eye level. This is the horizontal line or the horizontal line. If I raise up my head, I have an angle here, and if I take down from the horizontal line down to, it divides the eye level. That's what we mean by divides the eye of vision, rather. At the eye level, it is at the eye level and divides the eye of vision. That is, if the object is here, I will see the bottom little and I will see the top little. Not that I will view from top bottom. It divides the eye of vision of the viewer. That's what we mean. That is looking straight ahead. Then the vanishing point itself is the dot that is made on the horizontal line. You put a dot there on the horizon where parallel lines seem to appear and disappear. It is that point where these parallel lines we're talking about, like the horizontal, orthogonal lines or converging lines, they come to meet there, and they also go from there and disappear. They converge and they also disappear from there. Then we have the ground line. The ground line is where the picture plane meets the ground plane. That is below this line we're talking about, the horizon. Then the station point is where the observer eye is located, the beginning of sight. That is, this is where we want to view. This is where this station, when you say station, this is my station. This is where you are. Where the eye of the observer stays. This is want to view an object. This is where you are. The picture plane called PP. It's an imaginary line that is vertical. Imaginary vertical plane that is placed between eye of observer and the object. They are imaginary and they are not made both. They are placed between the eye of the observer and the object you are looking at. We will be saying these things while we'll be going into the drawing and the drawing very soon. We'll be seeing them how these things I'm explaining how they go. Let us quickly look at to draw a particular one-point perspective drawing now. I've told you from primary 1, you may not get to primary 2. That is if you pass, so all right. Then from primary 2, you can't just jump to primary 3. So our 2-point perspective drawing will be done after we've known what 1-point perspective drawing is. I've told you 1-point perspective drawing is in the time the structure of the object is placed parallel in the picture plane. All lines converge. Whether the orthogonal, that's the converging lines, all of them, they converge at one point, that is at one vanishing point, VP. It does not have 2 VP, it uses 1 vanishing point. That is what I mean. This is one perspective. If you see a drawing in perspective drawing, like a building or road or any other classroom or whatever, and you see 1 VP there, that is one point where these lines meet and then they divide or they scatter. They converge there and they also scatter from. You know that it is having 1 VP or vanishing point. You know that it is 1-point perspective drawing. If it is 2 point, another VP will be located on the other side. If it is 1 here, another one, we must have 2 vanishing points. That is what we mean by that. Let's see how this example. This is a horizontal line drawn or horizon line. let me use the word that you will not be used to so that it will be registered in your head. I've told you the reason that the horizon line, the ground line now. Then you pick the vanishing point. This is a VP, a dot that is made on the horizon line. Where you want these lines to converge and scatter. This is the dot that is made there. That is the vanishing point. After the vanishing point, you now have like a rectangle after VP. I just want to draw a particular object now in 1 point. That is as 1 point perspective drawing. We're looking at sample here. This particular rectangle, you know what is rectangle? This is the length from here to here. This is the breadth from here to here. I made use of 10 degrees angle here, projecting it down. That means here is 80. If here is 10 degrees, then there's another small 10 degrees angle here to make here 90. So this angle here is 80 because here is 10. The rectangle is not really horizontally placed. I use just 10 degrees. You can place your own. That is one face of the object. That's what we mean. We call it, in other words, one face of the object. Some of you may begin to say, if you do not understand these topics you see, they are carried all over again as you proceed. How to do quadrilateral, construct quadrilateral. We've done this in your SS1. You need to know all these things because some of these things we will be doing, you will need to construct a particular shape first before you now progress. For example, I say draw or construct the given rectangle. If you do not know how to construct the difference between rectangle and parallelogram, you should also have a problem. But be practicing all this. Don't forget one thing, because if the first stage is constructing or drawing the parallelogram, you are not drawing another thing, you may have problem to proceed to the next level. So whatever we teach you, carry it along. Don't forget. Remember, when we're dealing with orthography, we're always drawing a horizontal line. Make it thick, orthographic projection. That is, I will stand in the horizon line now. That is, so this is a rectangle that has been taken. The next thing that should be done now is after the rectangle, you have, this is the rectangle, then you project line. These are lines projected from the top here. A line is projected to meet the horizon line. You remember we said they converge at the vanishing point. That is talking about the orthogonal lines. They converge and then they meet at the horizon, the vanishing point. They are the orthogonal lines or the converging line. This is one of the lines. Orthogonal line, another orthogonal line, meeting here or starting here, two of them going on their own. They start from the vanishing point, they scatter, or they also come and then they meet at the vanishing point. These are the orthogonal lines we're talking about. Then you see the next thing you need to do. I'm just giving you one example here now. This line also need to come and meet from this top third point. You know, you are joining the bottom here to meet the vanishing point. The top here to meet the vanishing point. Then the top here also meet the vanishing point. This one also from the bottom will meet the vanishing point. I've told you I made use of 80 here, that's here. Yeah, that has been indicated here. Now, what we need to do, you push your T-square up. We need to draw a small rectangle here that resembles this. Just like you see a bridge, want to look like the bridge now. In on television, you see how bridge is. When they construct bridge, or they show a bridge on TV, how it looks. That's how I want to say. Then push your T-square up. At any point here, I use around here, just draw a light line, horizontal. The line will meet this particular one that is coming here. To meet this particular one that is coming to this top here, that is the next thing you will see now. And I used broken line. You see it here. It is coming from here, horizontal, broken line, coming to meet this one that is coming here, coming to meet this particular line. It meets here, you stop. Then you now place your T-square on it. Take a perpendicular line. You just make it light. When you get to this place, you stop and make it bold. Then you also stay from here. You take the Z-square, lapping with the T-square too. You take another perpendicular line. Whenever it meets this other one here, You remember this one meets this one. Wherever this one meets this one, you also make it bold, and then you join them and make everything tick. You'll be having that's a horizontal broken line. Horizontal broken line is what has been drawn here for the small rectangle. That's what you are saying there. Then we need to look at another one that is taking the perpendicular here. One small perpendicular. This is the horizontal broken one that we have gotten. Then this is one small, this is a perpendicular one of them. There is another perpendicular that needs us to go. This one stop here, this one will stop here. Then you cannot join the two together. Let us see the other one too. Second perpendicular line. That is second smaller perpendicular line. That's saying here, from here, you take it up. It means this line here. So you will not join the two together. So as if you have in a class, I have seen in a classroom or in just a rectangular class, you have seen another small classroom inside, because all of them are going to meet at one particular end called the vanishing point. That is what we have said. That is having this, the smaller rectangle is gotten. Through here, you view the one inside too. These ones having orthogonal lines, the vanishing point, and then the horizontal line, horizontal line, and all that. That is what this is a one point perspective drawing of a particular object. This is a rectangle now done. One face giving you another face the other side, and having the vanishing point and all other things that need to follow. In our subsequent work, we shall look at how to draw in 2-point perspective drawing and other things that follow. We said perspective drawing has some components or these things that make up the perspective drawing. We have talked about the horizon line, the horizontal. That is the base from which the drawing starts. It is where it starts from. Then you just look anywhere on the horizontal line or the horizon line. Now, you may not use horizontal again. I'll be using horizon for you to understand better. Anywhere on the horizon, you just put a dot. We have said the eye level follows the horizon line. That is the eye of vision of the person. Then we have that line divides this from down and then to the top. At the vanishing point is where these other lines, like the orthogonal lines, start from, except the horizon line now, start from, that is parallel, then they converge, come from there, or they also start from there, and then they scatter. We have talked about how to draw a particular picture. We use the rectangle to draw a particular picture in the 1-point perspective drawing. We have also discussed that the perspective drawings, they are having different types or types rather. The 1-point perspective drawing having all the picture, all the lines coming to parallels come to meet at one particular VP, that is one vanishing point. We would go deeper in your subsequent work to have more drawings. Then we have also said we have the 2-point perspective drawing, having 2 vanishing points. We'll look at that in your subsequent work too. That is, you have in your with 6 and 7 perspective drawing. We have started with 1 point, we'll go to 2 points. We also have 3-point perspective drawing, like I've told you, but there are some areas we make use of this. I will state this in our next video. You know where you use the 1-point perspective drawing, 2-point perspective drawing, and the 3-point perspective drawing, areas you make use of them. And then we'll see another drawing too that is having 2 VP, that is 2 points, 2 vanishing points, and then producing lines. The lines converging somewhere, meeting this side, also meeting this side. Just like have a father here and a father here, then the children are in the middle. That is what we mean by that. I just use a father to illustrate that. 1 vanishing point, 1 vanishing point, and then the lines converging, meeting at this point, also moving and converging at the other vanishing point. We've also looked at how to draw some a particular object in 1-point perspective drawing. We will be stopping here or ending it for today in this particular area. Then we'll be looking gradually on other types of perspective drawing in your next video. That is for your next class, talking about the 2-point and 3 point, they are perspective drawings, and then they are using, and then more drawing or more constructions on this perspective drawing. When you watch videos, please always ask questions. If you do not understand any particular thing, make use of your right instrument. I always tell you, don't use a broken set square. Like I always tell some of you, T-square you are using, ensure the head, that is what called a stock now, is always tight and at the right angle to the blade of the T-square. Don't just use, let me manage. It could cost your work, especially that orthography we have seen and isometry. It could cost your work to bend when you want to try and do manipulation. In this vanishing point, while you are radiating line from the top of this rectangle that was drawn to the VP, if you have a wrong instrument, you may not be able to get them well. While positioning to draw the horizon line with your T-square, if you have a T-square whose stock is not at right angle to the blade, you will get it wrong to get a particular horizon line. Your work will get destroyed. I advise you get the right instrument. I know you have instruments. Wherever you have kept them, don't say they have misplaced them. Please begin to keep your instrument. Any step you have watched on the video, pause. Do the drawing. I've always advised you, when you go to the next stage, pause. That will enable you to know where you have challenge. If after drawing the horizon line, you locate the vanishing point, you are not trying to draw the next thing, you're having an issue, you can pause there and jot that question down. Then you can private chat me. I will quickly give you the answer. If I am available at that moment. If I am not, when I come back, I will quickly give you the answer so that you now proceed. Because a particular stage can cause you not to get to the next stage. Remember, drawing is a practical work. It's not just like the other theory. But thank you. We'll meet to discuss in detail on the perspective drawing in our subsequent video. Remain blessed and stay safe.